Good afternoon. Welcome to this week's HopeCast. Today is Friday, July 17th, 2023. I'm your host, David Lapp. I was going to have somebody joining me today, but they dropped out last minute, so I'm just going to share some things about what's happening with the ministry. Updates on E-Town. We are currently through the demolition side of things. We do have the permit now for construction. So construction is happening. It's going to be a pretty major project. So we're hoping early next year we'll be able to get into E-Town. Pray for the project. We're still looking for for everything to come together, and it's one of the things where we can trust God every step of the way, and we'll see what happens out of that. With that Bible verse today. Out of Mark 4, 3-4, says, "Listen, behold, a sower went out to sow, and it happened as he sowed that some fell on the wayside, and the birds in the air came and devoured it." And as I was thinking about that verse, it's one of those things where as we sow things, we never know what's going to come out of it. The whole E-Town project, it's one of those projects where there's so much opportunity, and as we develop the project, are we looking at a 30-fold return, a 60-fold return, or a 100-fold return? We believe there's an opportunity for a tremendous harvest in taking the available product that's already being produced, give it a shelf-stable life that we can utilize it for international outreach. And that's what the E-Town project, the primary focus of that is going to be the food processing, the food dehydration specifically, where we can take fresh produce, we can take product that's at the peak of its life and give it a 100-fold return, if you will. This is product that has already been sown and harvested, but it's at the point where it's a waste product in the current state, because it's ripe and you have to utilize it. You have to give it a shelf-stable life if you want to renew the life of that product. And through the dehydration project, we can take that product, we can dry it, and we can give it a 5 to 10 year shelf life while retaining over 90% of nutritional value. And the more research we do on food dehydration, the more we're actually getting into it. The more people we talk to, it's a very exciting project, because there is so much opportunity to take a product that, like I said, is a waste product and give it a renewed life and be able to utilize that for international outreach. There's so much food out there, fresh produce, that the only reason we get it is because it's ripe. And if we can take that ripe product and revalue it, we can touch millions of people's lives around the world. We're currently doing testing on how different products dry, the nutritional outcome of that, and then we're also working on soup blends. How can we take different products, put it together in like a soup blend where you add a certain amount of water and you'll have enough of soup to feed maybe 6, 10, 20 people in a little bag of dried vegetables. So it's a very exciting project. And with the Bible verse that I just read, where the sower went out to sow, there's projects that we can do that we can keep sowing seeds, but then there's also the aspect of preparing the soil to receive the seeds, and that's how the exponential growth happens. We believe this project is an opportunity to take seed that has already been harvested, that's already been produced, and utilize that where it might only be what could be considered a 30-fold return because it has not been utilized. We can stretch that and we can utilize it into a 100-fold return. So it's a very, very interesting concept. Some of the research that we're doing is very intriguing, and the more we're digging into it, the more we're seeing we believe it's a vision from God, and we believe it's a time for a future impact on society and on the world. We never know what's going to happen out of this. How a small act of kindness can have an impact around the world. But there's so much opportunity, and are we going to make mistakes? Yes, I'm sure we are. I'm sure there's opportunities to learn as we go along. I had to think of Thomas Edison. When he was inventing the light bulb, he said he didn't fail. He just found out all these different ways that didn't work. And as we go through this, as our team does the research, as we come up with different strategies, different ideas, there's all kinds of opportunities to fail. There's all kinds of ways to think of that, this didn't work out. It's not that it didn't work out, it's just that we found another way that didn't work, and then that gives us a stepping stone into a way that does work. Because what we're finding is there's so much value in taking the product to a state that does work that we can then utilize it around the world. The opportunities for international outreach are huge, and with that there's always needs to or ways to get involved and help funding the mission, help funding the expansion project. Currently, we are in what's called the quiet phase of a major capital campaign for the project. If you have significant means that you want to make a significant impact on helping to further this project, reach out to one of us and be happy to answer any questions you have. You can send me an email directly, david.lapp@blessingsofhope.com. Again, that's david.lapp@blessingsofhope.com. Or you can just call the main Blessings of Hope number, 717-824-1227, extension 101. And we'd be happy to talk to you about the potential of a significant donation to help push this project forward. We have not officially launched a capital campaign yet, but we are what's called the silent phase, where we're raising money from some of the larger significant amounts to help get the project started. There's a lot of interest around that, and there's a lot of people that are already on board and more that are coming on board. So we're very excited about where that's happening. Quote for today is, don't judge each day by the harvest that you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. From Robert Louis Stevenson. There's so many opportunities to judge our current harvest or to judge our day by what we're reaping, that we completely miss what we're sowing. And as we go through life, there's so many opportunities to sow good seeds. There's just so many opportunities to sow bad seeds as well. But the harvest that you reap is going to be determined by the seeds that you sow. So, as you think about the project there at Elizabethtown, if you want to get involved, we'd love to have you, at whatever level you can get involved in, whether that's through a significant financial donation, through volunteering, through, we're going to be adding some additional employees, as a food donors. There's a tremendous opportunity to expand, and we're trying to take it, one day at a time. Maybe your level of involvement is a prayer warrior, because there's definitely a huge need for people to pray for the organization too. There's so many different opportunities that we address on a daily basis. How to most efficiently do what we do for the greatest impact for God's kingdom. Thank you for joining me today on HopeCast. I'm David Lapp, your host, and also the CEO of Blessings of Hope. To learn more about Blessings of Hope and how we serve the community, you can go to blessingsofhope.com. God bless you, and remember, you can bring hope to the people that you meet every day.